What the heck is that? Oh my god. Maddie, you gotta check this out. Hey! Alright guys, and we are back, and today is going to be a special episode, so we are going to smoke from a special pipe.
A fancy pipe.
Yeah. This is my pirate pipe.
Pirate pipe. That's a Buddha pipe.
It is.
Ain't no pirate pipe.
I was pirating up in Asia.
Oh, I see. Alright, how do I do it from this one?
It hits strong, so, you know, just to suck it quick and you're good. It doesn't feel like you're getting a lot, but you are actually, so.
Okay, I'm just gonna believe that hit good.
I saw smoke come out, so.
Me too.
We'll take more if we need.
You and your fancy pipes. It's so hard to judge.
You can always smoke more, but you can't smoke less.
That is true.
Yeah. Anyways, today we are doing an alien episode because we have a real cool interview with none other than Maddie's dad.
My dad!
Yeah.
You are my dad. You're my dad. Woogie, woogie, woogie.
Tell us about your dad.
He's cool. He knows a lot. He's really smart. He, works in a lot of tech jobs and engineering jobs. Kind of like a jack of all trades type of guy.
Well, yeah, he worked for Raytheon.
He worked for Raytheon. I didn't
Can't talk about it, but
yeah.
he did. He was a pilot.
Yeah. And I didn't even know that he worked for Raytheon until he didn't even tell me. I think my mom told me.
Yeah.
She just dropped that like bomb on me. I'm like, why did you guys never tell me about that? And I don't know how serious the non-disclosure stuff. I'm sure at the time it was serious.
At the time, yeah.
40 years on, like.
I don't think he was deep in it, like special programs or anything like that. But
no, it was like, from my understanding, it was like programming and stuff. I think that's always what he's done.
Yeah, but the point is, he is very smart. He is a pilot, so he has knowledge of the way crafts move and things like that. And he has a crazy UFO encounter story from the 80s. And this isn't something that, like, he's trying to sell this story or something. He told you, like, long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mentioned it a while ago.
And, you know, you and me are really into aliens, so, like, you know, you kind of dug that up and asked if we could talk to him and get this story documented because, you know, it comes from a credible source. It's one thing to hear it online or something, but when you someone that's immediately related to you and they have a story like that, you know, like, it's like, oh, okay, this isn't crazy talk anymore.
Yeah, it really solidifies it into reality. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's one thing to hear it on podcasts and the History Channel, but someone like my dad, who I know is not a bullshitter, is very logical, thinks everything through. Hearing something like that from him is different. It really makes the gears start turning in your brain. Be like, okay, you know, maybe we don't live in a sci-fi movie, maybe we don't live in like the alien universe, but there's some crazy shit happening in our universe that we can't explain. And maybe we never will be able to explain it with our limited human psyches.
And he's not like a hippie or something. He's like Hank Hill. He drinks a few beers. He works on his classic car projects. He tinkers around the house, and He's just like a straight up normal smart dude.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're gonna show you the interview right now. Uh, it's pretty cool. He's not embellishing. He's not trying to like make it provocative. But just watch, anyways.
Yeah. So my name's Mike Dimeco, and I'm a data engineer, database developer. Been doing that for about 20 years now, and so it's kind of boring, but it pays the bills.
Yeah.
And I'm just about to get my black belt in jiu-jitsu. I've been doing that for about 10 years now.
Oh, very
I was a
nice.
private pilot for many, many years. I still have my certificate, but I have to go back and do a little touch-up before I fly again. So I have an aviation background. Like to work on things, build things, cars, bikes, any projects.
And we should also mention your Maddie's dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maddie's dad.
Something you only told me recently, or actually I think my mom told me, was that you worked at Raytheon for a while,
Yeah, I did.
which was crazy to find out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
No.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
no. I actually had a secret clearance there.
Oh, wow.
And we were building parts for the Patriot missile. We were building radomes for cloaking airplanes from, it throws flak, so it confuses missiles that are inbound for both ships and airplanes. And so,
Those firework looking things.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
exactly. You see, it's called flak, but we were building that. Really, mostly radar oriented where I was in Santa Barbara. The missiles were built back east, I think, in Massachusetts. But yeah.
So you had a little bit of experience that you can't explain.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I did.
Can you tell
This
us
was-
about that?
Actually, yeah, I was working at Raytheon at the time. But this was 1989, August. I'll never forget that. I know it was 2 a.m. I was coming back with a friend from a trip from San Diego. We were down there for a friend was a bodybuilder, and he and his wife were in the California Nationals. And we were coming back, and like I said, it was 2 a.m. and we turned onto a dark road. We were going to pick up my car. And as soon as we turned onto the road, these 2 objects, silent. They were both orange, round, perfectly round. They were spheres, and they were grouped together. They flew directly over us, and my friend was driving. He stopped, and we both saw this. They were silent. I'd say they were about 800 feet to 1,000 feet off the ground. They went directly away from us, the direction we were going. They followed the contour. There were some mountains. They followed the contour of the mountain, and then as soon as they got to the top, they went under and disappeared. And then the next thing I see was they both go off in the opposite directions, and the velocity was unreal. I had never seen anything. Like I said, they were silent. There was no sign of any propulsion. I had never seen anything like it. And like I said, I've been around airplanes. So I know it wasn't a jet or a piston engine airplane. I can't explain what I saw.
Yeah, and way before drones.
Way before drones, and my friend verified it. He put the brakes on. Like, what is that? And we both saw it. So I know I wasn't, seeing things. So.
I forget. This was a rural area.
Yeah, it was kind of a rural area in Santa Barbara. We were headed towards I want to say avocado. I had my car parked up. I don't know if they're avocado or lemons, but yeah, it was pretty agricultural area.
Yeah.
It was off the beaten path.
And they were close to the ground, but did they ever take off into the sky?
Yes. So they followed. So in Santa Barbara, if you're going away from the ocean, it gradually turns into small mountains.
Yeah.
So they followed the contour toward the mountains, stayed about the same elevation off the ground. So they had to climb. Then they went, over the mountain. And then you could see them take off from the other side. So
What kind of speed do you think? Were these very smooth movements, jerky?
very, very smooth. That's the one thing about it. It was. It was. I remember the night there was no wind. It was mild temperature, but still these were almost like they were on a track. I mean, there was no side to side or wind, and there's always some type of wind, like with an aircraft. It'll rock back and forth, or a small one. These didn't. They went right on track. They didn't move. There was no wind. It wasn't like balloons or anything like that. It was like they were on a train track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm trying to explain like what possible things it could be. And you say it was a train or something. I think you could have heard that. And trains don't go in the sky.
Yeah, no.
People say, I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah. So at the time, anything that was that low, going overhead, we would have heard it. I mean, jet, piston engine. A glider, but a glider can't accelerate up a hill and down and over. No drones, like you said. So I can't explain it. And the two of us saw it together, so I know. Yeah.
People say a lot of the knee-jerk reaction to reach to when it's orange lights is like flares or something. That's not possible because it was.
No, they weren't vertical. They were flares don't follow the land and then disappear on the other side and then.
Yeah.
Take off.
Yeah.
Again. I can't tell you how fast they took off.
I've seen plenty of flares, and almost every time I've seen them, it's just a slow, pulsating, burning ball that falls slowly to the ground. There's a visible smoke trail.
Yeah.
And so no smoke trail, no nothing.
No visible smoke, no flame, no heat, exhaust, nothing like that. I mean,
the light itself, was it a soft light, a harsh light?
Soft lights. Like
Soft
they were
light.
glowing from the inside.
Yeah.
It was not, and they were, judging from the altitude that they were at, I'd imagine they were 10 feet in diameter, maybe smaller, but round, perfectly round and illuminated from the inside, like glowing. It wasn't a surface light.
You could see the lights, and only the lights. You couldn't see. There was no. I don't know.
Just perfectly round orange spheres.
Wow.
That had a glow, and that's all.
How long did the whole thing last?
Let me reflect on that. We turned onto the road. Immediately they went overhead. We stopped. 15, 20 seconds, maybe 15 max. I mean, we thought we lost sight of them, and then, of course, they took off again on the other side of the mountain, which was crazy. I thought, they're gone, and then here they are again, just going off in separate directions at, I don't know, supersonic, hypersonic speed. It was
clearly like coordinated.
Yeah, they were definitely on the same flight path, except for when they took off, they went in different directions. Once they disappeared over the mountain, they went in separate directions.
The other people say is, I don't remember what it is, like ball lightning.
Ball lightning. Yeah, I've heard that, but I've almost. I don't even think there's a video of ball lightning. I think it's something that they know about, but.
I think it's super rare, but I don't think it's orange.
No,
definitely not in pairs.
Yeah,
coordinated pairs.
There was a video recently I saw, and I believe they captured ball lightning. They don't know, but it was on the ground moving, and it was very electrical looking. It was like.
Is that the one that went over the railroad tracks?
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that, and all the comments keep saying that, like, oh, next time try better with the editing because you didn't get the light reflection on the railroad tracks. So I'm not sure if that's confirmed to be real or
I'm not sure
CGI,
either.
but I saw it too, and I was like, oh crap, is that ball lightning?
Yeah. No, like I said, but
it accelerated too. So I mean, I think the ball lightning moves.
Yeah, but if that,
steady pace.
If that was ball lightning, that was very slow and electrical. Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was. I'm not going to speculate, but I'd never seen anything like that before, especially two of them with a witness. And I know they weren't conventional aircraft. I know they weren't flares. No drones back then.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There would have been maybe like RC powered helicopters or something, but those things are loud as heck, and they're not going to do those kind of movements. Not in pairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the name of? This is all right. Now we're getting into the field of talking about aliens and UFOs versus something that you can't explain and you don't want to say for sure what it is. But what
UAP.
No, who was the guy in Bob Lazar?
Bob Lazar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard of and I wouldn't be surprised if you just think that's a bunch of fucking baloney for lack of a better term, but have you heard of the gravity engine stuff that he talks about?
An element, right? Element something.
Element 113, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something. But yeah, that element they discovered to be real recently.
Yeah. If you had to speculate about, what sort of, not even propulsion system, but what could have been moving that? Can't even.
Nothing I've seen. I mean, that was 35 years ago. If it was something they were working, the military or someone was working on back then, we'd probably see it by now.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, but.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying that movements like that are impossible even now, like,
Right.
But back in '89, wow.
Yeah, so I can't explain what, like I said, I have a, pretty decent background in aviation, and I've flown a lot of planes, and I know how they move and react. This wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a conventional aircraft, anything that I know of. Could it have been something military? I can't say. Could it have been, alien spacecraft? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just something I can't explain, and I saw it and ever since then, I wasn't really a believer. I'm still skeptical, but I look at the sky all the time now.
Yeah.
I do. And then recently, the Pentagon released a bunch of documents. And I've been
Yeah, the
seeing
documents, the Tic Tac videos.
Tic Tac video.
Which is
The
crazy
gimbal.
because that's right there. That's right off our coast
Exactly.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything is right here.
Yeah. So, has my interest up. Like I said, I'm always looking at the sky now.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated with aliens, but, I'm skeptical because every interview I've heard and read growing up, it's like crazy people, seemingly. I don't know them. They appear to be crazy. Everything is irrational. And everything can be kind of slightly explained one way or another or 1,000 ways.
Sure.
But that's why I was fascinated with your story, because I'm like, okay, I basically sort of know this person, at least secondhand. And he seems like a very credible person. He has experience. He knows the difference between a helicopter, and to hear these stories coming first hand, like the Tic Tac stuff, from credible sources, then you start thinking like, oh,
Right.
okay, now I'm actually interested.
Yeah. And I haven't told too many people about this, just my family and pretty much maybe some close people. I'm not worried about if they think I'm crazy. I really don't care what people think about me.
Yeah.
But it's just something that, not like I said, I'm skeptical. I know what I saw. I can't explain it. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, any other questions?
Nope.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. I'm
My
glad
pleasure.
we got to document this story because it is a fascinating one. I don't think you're crazy.
No, neither of us do.
Yeah,
It is, by definition, a unidentified flying object.
I'd
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
Two.
All right.
Two. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, what makes that interview so freaking good for me is just he's not trying to sell this story. We had to ask him for it,
Yeah.
and he has no monetary gains coming from this or anything. It's just that's your dad. He has a story, and he can't explain it.
Yeah. it just got stuck in my brain the first time. I don't exactly remember the first time he told that story to me, but it stuck in my brain. You know what? I think the first time he actually went into depth about it was when I called him and you were there listening, and you guys kind of had a conversation back and forth about it. But that's when it really, like, hit me, like, oh wow, this is, like, real. This is a real story that my dad has, of all people, and I trust my dad to know what he's talking about this, and he can't explain it. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and he's not saying it is aliens. He's just
No.
saying, like, literally it is an unidentified flying object, and he can't explain it.
Yeah.
This was the 80s. Again, as he said, there's no drones, no nothing like that. Like, what the hell was it? Him and his friends saw it. You know, unfortunately, they didn't have smartphones or anything back then, but, like, it was something odd.
Yeah.
And it was right here in Santa Barbara. Like, all the shit happens over here.
Yeah, I know.
The Tic Tacs, the gimbal, they're all within like 100 miles.
Well, just right off the shore. I mean, relatively speaking, right off the shore, but still right off the shore. I had last year, okay, I was tripping out a little bit
Oh
about
yeah, you saw
this.
something too. We're going to show that too.
Okay, maybe this is absolutely nothing, and it probably is absolutely nothing. But the weird part about it for me was that I have no recollection of filming it whatsoever. And my memory is very good. Not my short-term memory, but my long-term memory is excellent. I can remember a lot of very small details.
Yeah.
You know, many
Yeah, you
memories
do.
that I have. And this is just blanked out of my mind, like I got Men in Blacked.
I don't remember it either, to be honest, because when you showed it to me like a few days ago, I was like, that is a triangle UFO.
I know, we were watching that
I'm like,
UFO Encounters Fact or Fiction show, and there's
Pretty good, by the way.
Watch it's good, and if you watch that show, there are some legitimate, like, okay, we don't know what this is, we're going to classify it as a UFO. One of them, and one of the most compelling ones, was filmed basically right offshore, directly
like right where we are.
from where we are right now, yeah. And it looked like a triangle of lights, and then he explained, I think they came down, they flew over the ocean. He didn't film that part.
And it was 3 lights, like yours too.
Yeah, it was like mine. And I asked my dad, he said he couldn't identify it. I'm not gonna hold him to that 100%, because he'd be like, actually it was this and this and this. But I did research and I couldn't find anything about it. I mean,
I looked too, I can see.
there are like I guess formation lights on some military aircraft that maybe it could have been that, but I mean it was, well, we'll show the video.
Yeah, we'll put that up, and a few pictures close up. You know, smartphones are only so good at night, but you could see it clearly enough that it's not something you see every day. I don't remember seeing anything like this.
Oh yeah, that night, I think it's so hard. The memories are so fuzzy. They're blending together. I think it was that night. There is a lot of military activity in the sky because we live right next to a military base.
Yeah, Camp Pendleton.
Yeah, and more planes than I've ever seen. And I've lived here for like 13 years, and you know, before that I was coming back and forth because my grandma's house was here. And you get used to the military base. There's always the booms going off. They're always testing, training. I've never seen a display like this before, though. It was like endless planes, endless helicopters going by, right off over the ocean. Poof. Right off the coast into the ocean. And then I saw that thing. Apparently, I don't remember it very well, but I know the date that it was filmed thanks to the timestamp. I'm probably making this sound way more exciting than it actually is, but I try to explain things, I try to dig into things, I try to rationalize things to the best of my ability, and I can't. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not aliens, maybe it's not a UFO. It probably isn't. But I want to know what it is, because it's boggling my mind still.
Yeah, and look, I call out bullshit immediately. I see all these people with their, I saw aliens. It's like, that's Starlink, you idiot.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, like, no one knows about Starlink yet. They keep thinking it's aliens. Like, I know an airplane at night in the sky immediately. I can just tell. That's an airplane, helicopter, drone. This thing, I just don't know what it was.
No, I can't figure out. Yeah, I looked for videos, similar videos, pictures of like the aircraft they use in the military, and I don't know. I would love to figure out what it is.
Do you think they come and observe during times of like military like displays and stuff like that, where they're coming to observe or something?
I don't know.
Because they're always talking about how they show up at nuclear plants and
yeah.
Like, do you think that's a possibility, that they're observing us and our military actions and nuclear plants? Do you think they intervene in any way?
Yeah, that's obviously pure speculation, but my brain wants to go there. It wants to see the pattern there. Like, okay, yeah, they're watching and they're gonna interfere if we try to blow our planet up. But I want to believe in aliens, and I do believe in aliens, but like that's the problem for me. Is it actually aliens? Is it actually extraterrestrial? What is it? Clearly there's something going on. Is it 10 different things? Is it 100 different things? Is it, are we being visited by 100 different aliens? Is it one alien species? Is it an alien species? Is it something we literally don't know in science yet? Like something, yeah.
Is it like time stuff? Is it like, what the hell is it? Because, like, look, as far as aliens is concerned, I believe 100% that there are aliens.
Yeah.
To me, that's not even the question. The question is, have they visited? Are they here? What do they look like? And it's like, shoot, I don't know. But all this stuff that's coming out recently really starts you. For the first time in my life, it's gone from like pure fantasy to I'm starting to believe it a little bit.
Me too. Yeah.
Like this, like all these things, like because we live in a world that we're very familiar with. We're grounded in our reality. We know dinosaurs existed, cavemen. But things like aliens, that's pretty much like angels and fairies and pixies, But that is the one thing that is at that fantastic level that could actually be real.
Just the fact that dinosaurs exist just endlessly boggles my mind. Like, when I found out about dinosaurs as a kid, I was like, no, you're kidding me. No way. I think that's maybe, like, that went hand in hand. I was obsessed with dragons, and I still am. But I was obsessed with dragons. And then it's like, oh, well, here's your dragon. It's like, oh, okay, everything is real. Santa Claus is real. If I go outside and look up in the trees, I'm going to see a little dragon hopping across the the branches.
I know, you believe that stuff. But when you're a kid, you believe that stuff hook, line, and sinker. But, as time goes on, things fade away. Aliens is the one thing that's like, oh no, that's still there.
Yeah, because this is I think the first time the government has come out and said something in line with UFOs. They call them UAPs.
Yeah,
but they're UFOs.
It's definitely the first time the government's acknowledging it.
Yeah, so that's almost just. At the time, it was more insane feeling than it is now. And I feel like, maybe we're leading up to some sort of revelation. They're just going to come out with it, because if they're going about it in the right way, if they are, because oh my god, it's so crazy, aliens might be real and they might have visited the planet, and yeah, it's still crazy that they're releasing these videos of these fucking Tic Tac things just moving through the sky without a propulsion system.
Okay.
But it's a little more believable now, because it's like, okay, yeah, aliens are real. Let's go find them, guys.
And you have video and first-hand accounts from fighter pilots who are experts in avionics and all that. Is that the word?
I don't avionics. Maybe.
I think it is.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not bullcrap anymore. It's not like some farmer in Louisiana in 1970. I got raped by an alien.
Yeah.
And from these military guys who are disclosing stuff, like Dave Grush, I think is his name, and other guys who work like in the military and government, they say they have a lot more information. They're just not able to disclose any more than has been disclosed so far.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's up? Are they just releasing this stuff little by little?
Yeah, that's what it seems. That's what it seems to be.
It's like, it's kind of like they're admitting, like, okay, look, people are starting to really wonder now. Like, we gotta give them something, but let's buy our time.
Yeah, and also the fact that smartphones are everywhere.
Yeah, the jig is up. You can only hide it for so long.
Yeah.
I just don't know how people can't be absolutely fascinated with this, because I think most people, they disconnect from this. It sounds like we're talking about Bigfoot, you know what I mean? And like, okay, have your Bigfoot talk, but like, no, I'm not talking about Bigfoot. I'm not talking about, Santa Claus.
It's one of those things that I think if you just barely look into it, and if at all you've got a skeptical mind about things, it can be easy to go, that's stupid, you guys are stupid. Of course it's not
most
real.
people are like that.
Yeah, and then I don't know, I guess it maybe for some people takes seeing crazy footage or having it released by the government or etc. But it is definitely becoming much harder to completely write it off as bullshit. And when that shift happened for me, well, now my brain's just going crazy with explanations, but clearly there's something happening, and whatever it is, that's what I'm most excited about. There's something happening.
There's something
that we can't explain. Like, how often we live in an age where everything is, we know basically everything, not everything, but we know, we like to think we know most things about the basic laws of physics and the way that our planet works, and theories about the Big Bang, and we like to think that for the most part, not all the way, but we have a good idea about what's happening and what history has been, and what happened 40,000 years ago, what happened maybe 100,000 years ago. We like to think we have a good start to finish, at least an idea of what happened. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't at all.
I know. This is kind of why sometimes I get a little conspiratorial in my thinking, because I think that, I think the government is trying to drive us crazy with politics and social media, just to keep us distracted from things like this. Because I don't think people have enough wonder about, like, I don't know, I'm always watching things about space and science, and I'm very fascinated by the universe and everything. But, like, like you were saying earlier, like, people don't, like, see the stars anymore. Yeah. We live in these cities polluted by light. We don't look up and wonder at the cosmos anymore. And you can in certain areas, and that's why I want to start taking the boat out for once. But people are just not curious about the space and our universe, because we're encapsulated in our little bubbles of reality, where all that matters is video games, dating apps, food, who's going to win the election.
What did Trump say? He's like, I'm much more better looking than Kamala.
Yeah.
This is the level we're at. With
shit.
Who's gonna lead America? Is it gonna be Trump or Kamala? That's it. RFK suspended his campaign. Those are the two options. Choose between Dumb and Dumber. Those are the options. And you decide who's Dumb and Dumber, but they're both fucking stupid.
It worries me if aliens actually do come down and they have to meet with Trump.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to sell him a hotel.
Yeah. Like, you're fired.
You guys got a lot of gold. But yeah, that's a side. I don't want to get into that because I could go all night. But it boggles my mind with all this stuff coming out. How people are just not curious. They just like, what's next? Ooh, Kim Kardashian has a new boyfriend.
I know, yeah. For a long time, I deleted TikTok. I didn't have anything to do with TikTok. And then I downloaded it again a few months ago. And at first it's like, yeah, pick it up for like 5 minutes. Alright, I have nothing to do. I'm waiting for something. And you put it down again. Well, very quickly, this change happens in your brain where if you're laying down, maybe you don't want to get up and watch TV or something. You just want to lay down. And instantly, without even thinking about it, your finger by itself moves and clicks on TikTok. And then you're scrolling. You're scrolling for an hour.
100 times a day. I click on my text message, even though I know there's not a new one. I click on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And I literally just looked at it 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. You're like, it's I guess what we were talking about, the one of the other podcasts with the habitual stuff, you do it long enough, every day you wake up, maybe at first it is just 5 minutes, and you go boop and you click on it. Well, your energy in your brain is going right through the same neurons, and every time you're like boop boop boop, it just becomes like the background process that's running in your brain at all times. Gotta check this, gotta check that. TikTok, boo, Reddit, boo. You don't even think about it anymore. It's pretty scary.
And it's the easiest way to put doing things off, because it's like, okay, I gotta do my homework or something, but let me just watch a couple clips.
Yeah, that's, you fall down that hole very quickly.
Heck yeah.
From a couple clips to, I want to sit here and space out and do nothing and just turn my brain off and watch this stupid video.
You know what sucks though is with all these smartphones and everything out now, and we could capture UFO sightings. There's a lot of compelling stuff out there, but it also sucks because there's things like AI now. So it's what the hell is real and what the hell is not. But that's why those military TikToks and gimbal videos are so compelling, because those we know are not AI.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the one where the alien Tic Tac whatever is coasting above the water, and then it submerges into the water without losing any speed whatsoever?
Fuck, I heard about that one. I don't think I saw it.
I think I might have showed you, but I'm gonna put that up right now.
Okay.
This Tic Tac is going above the water. I don't know how fast it's going, but it's going fast, and it goes underwater without losing any speed. And then, I think it pops back up.
It's so crazy that we have that now, and that it's, confirmed, and that it's not something that's just on the History Channel. What are they called? I think the Nazca mummies. I know that's
the Mexican.
Very, very controversial, and I know it looks very fake, but there have been... It has apparently been examined by a team in a lab, and they found real anatomical structures inside. They found nerve bundles. The report I read was that it did not look like it had been fused together from random animals and parts. And it's like, and they're finding more of them all the time now, or they're putting more forward for examination. I don't know which it is. But it's just stuff like that. Like, alright,
yeah, or that Brazil one.
If the UAPs and the Tic Tacs, if that's real, maybe this could be real. That's the thing, you don't know anymore.
And things like the pyramids and stuff. There's so many, depictions of what look like aliens and stuff in older, ancient ruins and stuff. And it's like, shoot, I don't know. We think about the time like 1,000 years ago, so long ago. No, 1,000 years ago is like nothing in space-time, relativity. Like, we are closer to when Cleopatra was living than when Cleopatra and the pyramids were built.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Like,
that's crazy.
Like, dude, this earth has seen a lot. Who knows what kind of visitors, who knows what kind of are they aliens, are they just weird natural phenomena, are they interdimensional? But one thing I do find kind of funny is that they all are depicted kind of looking the same.
Yes, are you talking about the grays?
Yeah, just gray aliens. Whether they're gray, white, whatever, but they all kind of look the same.
There's a lot of reports, from all over the world of the same gray alien look. And, your brain jumps to, oh yeah, that's like the story that caught on, so now everyone's gonna see it, like a social contagion or a like mass hysteria, like, oh, like the seed is planted in your brain that that's what aliens look like, so when you think you're having a UFO encounter, that's what you're gonna see.
Yeah, but go ahead.
But yeah, it's just the thing, I don't know anymore. Is it that? Is it the social contagion aspect? Or is it actually that people are seeing weird little gray midgets everywhere?
Yeah, and like maybe they're slightly different, but they all have the humanoid shape with the big eyes and stuff. And you kind of just have to think like maybe that humanoid form factor is naturally where evolution leads to an intelligent species, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because people say there, a lot of the newer alien movies have very non-humanoid looking aliens, like what's the one with the linguist?
Oh yeah, those octopus squid things.
Yeah, the ink blob
Arrival
things. Arrival. Or like people like, oh, there's silicone based life. Yeah, alright, that's very possible, but when you look at the course of evolution on our planet and how many times things have evolved into the same form while being completely unrelated to each other to occupy that niche, I forgot how you say it. But like I was talking about it the other night, take mosasaur and take a whale, and their body plans end up being very similar, but one's a reptile and one's a mammal, and they're in no way related.
Yeah.
I don't know when their last common ancestor was, but it was not the thing that evolved into whales.
But they were designed to swim in the ocean.
Well, they occupied the same like toothed whale kind of
role.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes it, because like an orca is super smart. An orca is really smart, but they ain't building nothing.
No, yeah,
they can't.
They don't have the capabilities to use their little flippers. They can't do much with their little flippers. So, if you can get to the point where you achieve space travel,
you have to be able to work with your hands.
You have to, you need
some
thumbs.
kind of tactile.
Some sort of thumbs.
Right there.
His thumb is just on like one little hinge. All it can do is go up and down.
She makes fun of me because my thumb looks like a thumb and hers looks like a little dainty.
Mine goes backwards.
Mine does not.
Yeah. Yours doesn't at all.
I wonder if the gray aliens have a thumb like me.
I don't know. No, you have a caveman thumb. This is a 100,000 years ago thumb.
Yeah. But and then I think like with the aliens, like, okay, are they like, you know, you look at a Tic Tac. Okay, what the heck is inside of a Tic Tac? I guess they're supposed to be pretty big, from what the guy was saying, so it could fit a form there. But are these aliens? Is that what they look like? Is that the actual species? Are they some kind of organic machines built for just, you know, they're like the scout soldiers who are sent out? Are they meant to look like us to make us feel comfortable?
I don't know. It's so fun to speculate about, because I mean, all you really can do is speculate at this point.
Oh no, that's
But
all I'm doing. Yeah.
just the fact that there's something there to speculate about will never not be mind-blowing.
But to people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who immediately like, well, I like Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I find his logic to be a little bit narrow sometimes.
Yeah, a little too cut and dry.
Because he's like, why are aliens always depicted as basically us, you know, like humanoid? And it's like, well, there could be a lot of reasons. Like I just said, maybe they're designed to look like us. Maybe that is a form that is similar amongst all intelligent life forms, because that's just the way evolution kind of guides itself, you know, to that form.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like when people, when it's something purely speculative like this. Like, all right, you can say that, you can be of that opinion, but don't pretend like it's stupid to entertain the idea that maybe there is a reason things evolve into a vaguely humanoid form.
Yeah.
With what's it called?
Fingers?
Opposable thumbs. No.
Yeah, maybe they're us from the future, and humans evolved to look like that because, like, you know, obviously the more advanced we get, we're not going to need big muscles, and you know, we're going to have fucking androids and stuff.
Yeah. This thing is almost hitting my head.
I know, we need to put that somewhere else.
You need to move over next time.
I am right here. You know those pillows move, right?
No.
Yeah, you just they don't weigh 500 pounds. You can just go boop.
They're glued.
But anyways, my curiosity is growing and growing, and I want to so badly go out there in the ocean. We don't ever take this boat out.
It sits here, and that's all it does. It sits here and rests.
I mean, I love it. We hang out here. It's the funnest, like, man cave, this fun room to hang out in, you know, watch movies and go fishing off the dock. But, like, we don't use it to go out. And I want to really make that a goal this year. Because I want to just a few miles out there, get away from the lights and everything. And I want to do some UFO hunting and some fishing too and everything. But
yeah, that's such a driving factor to keep our motivation up, I think, because like all of this show we're interested in, like, oh my god, aliens and fishing, it's like we have access to all of that.
And we're not taking full advantage of it.
We live in ground zero for alien UFO activity, and
amazing sea life fishing.
yeah, and it's right there.
I know. All we gotta do is we gotta install that new outboard. The diesel motor on here is really good. We gotta do the woodwork because this thing sits out in the sun all day, and we let it go. But yeah, it sizzles. It's all dry. We scraped off that first layer of old crap.
You're making it sound so gross.
Well, the wood gets dry.
It needs some love.
The boat all around is pretty good. The bottom was painted. We get it cleaned every month. The diesel motor is rebuilt. Everything's good. We just need to varnish, sand and varnish. I'll show you what it looks like right now, and then I'm going to show you in a week how we fixed it up and made it look banging.
A week exactly.
Yeah. But that's all it needs, really. Otherwise, the boat is in pretty good shape.
Yeah. It's very doable. We started.
I'll be honest, though, I'm scared to go out there. But we're going to start by anchoring by Baby Beach over here.
I didn't think much about that. Like, oh yeah, let's get out there, let's go fishing, woo! But actually imagining the two of us out there
Look,
by ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh boy, that's going to be the final podcast.
That's going to be a test of our bond.
But no, look, I have been out there on the boat. Me and Robert have gone, like, not on this boat though, but we've gone out there. I've jet skied. I've gone on our little fishing boat before. It's not that big a deal, but we just gotta take it in steps so we get comfortable and everything. The problem is I don't know how to sail a sailboat. Thankfully, there are two motors though, the diesel and the outboard.
Okay.
So we don't have to be reliant on the sails because we're not using the sails.
We're gonna go out there. We're gonna make it a mile out, and we're gonna need to get rescued by the Coast Guard.
Thankfully, we are both good swimmers.
Yes, we are. We can swim for quite a while. So
believe it or not, I can swim. You better back me up on this.
He can swim, but he thinks he's faster than me. Which
I think
is
I proved
bullshit.
that I am.
You absolutely did not. You're making shit up every single time we raced.
Well, we know what to record and put on our next podcast.
No. All right, but I'll put money on it that I win.
It depends on what kind of race. First, okay, if a sprint, you might beat me closely. If we're doing more than 2 laps, I will beat you. Did you blow your load?
Yeah.
You don't know how to pace yourself.
I don't know how to pace myself with swimming. Yeah, everything is just turned up to 11. Because I think that my body can go for much longer than it actually can because I'm used to that. But I've also forgotten that I'm not a national, I'm not an elite athlete right now. So I'm like, yeah, here we go. And then I'm like, dying on the ground.
Yeah. For us,
I think if I actually bothered to pace myself, I think I could go for a long time.
Oh, I'm sure you could. Your legs are muscular as hell. You are in very good shape, but you just, you took a little time off.
Yeah, but not as much time as you.
This is true. I also at one point was in very good shape.
By process of elimination, my chances are better at winning a race.
I still got that inner strength in me. I'm posting a picture of what I used to look like, and I'm gonna get back there. But what was I saying?
I'm gonna beat you in a race.
Oh, I will beat you in
swimming.
swimming.
To lose to me.
I could even beat you on foot. No, I'm kidding.
I know you say that just to piss me off, but fuck does it piss me off.
I could bench press more than you.
Yeah, no shit, motherfucker.
I'm not gonna lie, you have fairly impressive arms. They don't look like spaghetti noodle arms.
Yeah, I think I could arm wrestle most girls.
Oh, for sure you could. Most people are made out of pudding.
Yeah. Jello.
But anyways, there is a lot of UFO stuff constantly happening. Every time I see an article, I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm like,
Yeah, fuck, they just keep teasing us.
But sometimes there's like one that's like, oh, okay, here's another one to add to the pile. More credibility.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like governors of like Harry Reid, Marco Rubio. These guys are backing this stuff up too. Again, it's not just one random fighter pilot from Nam who saw something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is fascinating. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll do more when there is more. But till next time.